Well, hello, everybody. I am so excited to see you here. I have been not doing a Facebook Live in a really long time, so I know this is kind of a little different to see me on here, but I thought I would pop on this evening and tell you a little bit about Stampin' Up. But first, I need my stamping lips. I have actually just this month celebrated my 22nd anniversary with Stampin' Up, which I can't even believe it's been 22 years. I've never had a job for this long. And in that time, I've been every level of demonstrator and had a really good experience. And so I'm just on here tonight to tell you about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I know some of you on here, I see some people who are on my team. I see some familiar names, and I'm giggling at the Facebook pictures because some of you have your own, like your face, and some of you have like your pets or your kids or your grandkids, but that's so sweet. But I just want to tell you a little bit about what Stampin' Up! Is all about, what being a demonstrator means, and what the deal is with Stampin' Up. There's a lot of really awesome perks and tidbits that go along with being a demonstrator. And so I just want to take the mystery out of all of it and tell you what it's all about. So first, I'm going to give you a little background on me. I know many of you know me. You might follow me and watch my weekly videos. I'm live over on YouTube every Monday at 5 p.m. Central. If you caught this week's, it was a doozy. It went a little awry. But we had a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, it was a lot of fun. So, so like I said, I've been a demonstrator. I just celebrated my 22nd anniversary. I can't even believe it's been 22 years. In that time, I've achieved quite a bit of success, as well as I've done my business at every level. There have been times where I didn't think I could keep going, and there were times where I really thought I'd give it up, and then there have been some pretty amazing highs, which of course I'll tell you about. But when I joined initially, I really only intended to get my starter kit. Now, back in 22 years ago, my starter kit was $350. And I was living in California while my husband was in grad school. We were newlyweds, and I had no business buying a $350 kit. So, oh my gosh. So that was crazy. And I never intended to do anything with this. I actually never even heard of Stampin' Up! My sister went to a workshop that my aunt held in Minnesota. Again, I'm living in California. And she told me about it. She's like, you got to see this Stampin' Up. And I thought, oh, okay, I've never heard of it. What's that? I didn't even really get what a home party was back then either. So I decided to sign up. And like I said, I really only thought I'd get my kit. I loved all the stuff. It was amazing. So I requested a catalog. And back then you had to call an 800 number, and then they connected you with somebody in your area. And of course, this was like before we even really had websites and stuff. So I met a lady who lived about 30 miles from me or so, and I joined. And in the catalog that she sent me, which by the way I had to pay for, she had this flyer that said there's all kinds of demonstrators, and I was like, what? I had no idea there were all kinds of demonstrators. So you could be a career demonstrator and build a business and earn trips and earn an income. And I was a high school biology teacher at the time and thought, well, I'm kind of all set. Then there were hobby demonstrators who just wanted a discount on their products. And I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Then there were financial goal demonstrators who maybe are saving up for a specific thing like a car or a new bedroom set, or, a bill that you needed to pay or whatever. And then there were just business demonstrators who kind of wanted to make a little cash on the side. So I really specifically remember that. And I thought, well, I want to be a hobby demonstrator. Of course, I really didn't understand what that meant either. I just thought that sounds like fun. So I got my kit and it was so glorious. Oh my goodness, all the things. Back then we had pastels. We got to pick stamp sets from various price points. We got 5 ink pads, and I'm telling you, I had that set of pastels and I was going to rule the world with my cards for sure. I laugh. I still have some of those very first cards that I've made, and they are pretty. Real pretty. So anyway, it was really exciting. Well, after like 2 weeks, my sister decided that she was going to do this with me. Obviously, as sisters do get together and do things like this. So of course we were clueless. And so we were going to do it together. Oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure I told my husband that I had split my starter kit with my sister. Don't tell him. Anyway, I still have to laugh at that. So we were going to do Stampin' Up together. So she signed up under me. How exciting was that? I was like 2 weeks in and I had my first recruit. It was my sister. It was amazing. And so we literally would do, and remember, by the way, she lives in Minnesota. I live in California, and we had like long distance bills. You know, it wasn't like you could just talk hours on end on the video, Zoom chat, FaceTime, whatever, and like show each other your cards. Like we had to take pictures and get the film developed back then. It was like a whole thing. So anyway, we had such a good time doing all of this together. I remember, in fact, somewhere, and if I can find this picture, I will post it. I have a picture of me sitting at our kitchen table, which was really only big enough for about 3 people anyway. It wasn't very big. Remember, we're poor college, or my husband was a grad student, and we were living off my teacher's salary, my first year teacher salary. And I remember we would just take all of the stuff that we had and put it on the table and spread it out and just do all the things with all of the things that we had at the time, which wasn't much. So anyway, it was so much fun. So I thought, so I told one of my coworkers at school about this, that I decided to do this. And she's like, oh, what is Stampin' Up? And I thought, well, they put a box of catalogs in my starter kit, so I guess I could show her one. So I gave her a catalog and she said, oh, well, I'll have a workshop for you. And I was like, awesome. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know anything. So long story short, 22 years later, here we are. I have earned, actually, I don't even know how many trips, probably like 19 or 20. It took me a couple years to earn the first one. I remember actually another funny story. I earned my first, actually I got really close to earning a trip, and I told my husband and he was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then and I was determined. And so I told my customers what I wanted to do. I let them know what my goal was. And then the next year I did earn it, but I couldn't go. And that was really awful. And I couldn't go because I was pregnant with Carl. And there's a moral to that story. And I'm going to tell you what the moral of that story is, but I will tell you it is not for preschool ears. So if you have preschool people in your background, like put it on the mute for a second or have them put their earmuffs on. So I couldn't go on the incentive trip because I'm going to convention sex with my husband. That's right. You heard it from me. It's nothing after this week's live, right? So anyway, apparently there's like a baby's worth of time between those two events. And yes, it totally is Carl's fault. He said to me actually just the other day, he goes, I was a mistake, wasn't I? I go, no, you were just bad timing. He wasn't a mistake. But as so often when you think you're going to stop trying and then you get pregnant, that's what happens. Anyway, you're welcome for all of that information. So like I said, I've earned a whole bunch of trips through my business. Of course, I work very hard at what I do, and what I do is not normal. I am in the top of Stampin' Up's company, both in the US and globally. And my business has grown tremendously in those 22 years, as you might imagine. I started out with just me and then my sister, and actually my aunt signed up under my sister not long after she signed up. So the three of us started out, and 22 years later, I have grown my team to be, I think actually I haven't counted because we keep adding people with celebration going on right now, but I have somewhere between 250 and 275 people on my team, which is pretty exciting. I have an amazing group of ladies on my A Little Piece of Art stampers. That's my team name. And we are just an awesome, awesome group of fun people. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We have an amazing group of really encouraging, a positive group. I can't say enough. And I can see some of my team members are on here, so I'm so excited to have them here. They are truly like my family. I love them all dearly. Many of them I've met, and many of them I haven't met, but I feel like I know because we interact online, and that's so much fun. Someone asked if my sister's still a demonstrator. She's not. Right after she joined, a lot of things happened. She got engaged and married and sold a house or bought a house and lost the sale of a condo because of 9/11 and a bunch of weird stuff that happened. So all of that kind of happened in about a year span. So she did have to drop after that. And she still stamps sometimes with me, and she still has her little stamp room at home, but she's not a demonstrator, and neither is my aunt. But only the hardcore true lovers stuck with it. So anyway, but she was my first recruit. So awesome. Anyway, it has been quite a journey all these 22 years. Now the reason I'm sharing all of this with you is because I would love to have you join our little Stampin' Up family. I can't even imagine what my life would be like, the friends that I have, the places I've traveled, the money I've been able to make, the trips I've earned, the things that I've been able to do, the stuff my family can afford, all of those things because of Stampin' Up. It's truly a blessing. And I will tell you right now, some of you know my husband is not employed. He lost his job, and it has kept our family afloat. While he is looking for a job, and I have a daughter in college and a son in high school. So let's just say for the grocery bill alone, it's really nice to have an income. Now, one of the things though, truly that I cannot even imagine not having stamping in my life, between the crafting therapy that it brings to me, especially during this crazy pandemic, to the truly amazing, all of my very best friends I've met one way or another through stamping. So I'm so grateful for all of that. And just so many things. Like Whitney is my assistant. She's here. I met her through stamping a long time ago. And actually, I love that our paths have crossed actually a couple different times now, since I've known her for quite a few years. And it's just amazing. As many of you know, my two besties, Barb and Kelly, I've obviously met through stamping, and they live in different states, but I love them like sisters. Of course, many of my friends here in Iowa, I've met through stamping. It's tremendous, the impact that this silly little hobby has had on my life. And I can't imagine if somebody wouldn't have suggested it to me way back 22 years ago. So I want to tell you a little bit about what being a demonstrator is all about. There's so many different things you can do with it, and everything from just getting your supplies at a discount, and we love those people. We call them, you can call it yourself a discount purchaser or a hobbyist. You don't have to do anything except enjoy your discount and get your goodies at a great price. you earn 20%, and we call it instant income. What's great about that is you don't have to wait for a rebate check or anything. You just pay 20% less at the time of your order. So that's really nice. I know not all direct sales companies are like that. You have to get a refund sometimes. The other thing that I love is that Stampin' Up is not a high pressure company. They're never gonna like try and get you to do stuff you don't want. There's no obligation. If you sign up and decide it's not for you, that's okay. You can just kind of do your thing and no problem. If you don't get your sales quota in, you just are dropped and that's it. There's no penalty or anything. The nice thing is you have your first full quarter to get your sales in. So if you were to sign up now, this is the first quarter of the year. So if you signed up now, you would have until June 30th to get your quota in, and that is $300 per calendar quarter. So January, February, March is the first quarter, but you would have until June 30th. So anything you would order from now until June 30th would count towards that first $300. And then you also would get really great perks when you join. First of all, if you want to turn this into a business, you can. That's awesome. If you want to just enjoy your discount, you can. You also get lots of perks from both Stampin' Up and from myself as your upline. That's what the people would call me who join under me, is I am their upline, and then you would be my downline. And as an upline, I like to think I'm pretty awesome. So I have a big incentive program. I have weekly and monthly trainings available for my team. I'm just starting a leadership program on my team. We have monthly Zoom meetings until we can meet in person. We have card challenges, both weekly and monthly. We do a team swap every month that you can participate. Of course, all of this stuff is optional. You can participate in whatever stuff sounds good to you, and whatever doesn't, that's okay too. Let's see. Well, I have this really awesome group called, or website called Stamp Happy Academy that I started with my besties, and my team gets a basic membership for free, so that's pretty awesome. I also give my team discounts on pre-cut cardstock packets, retreats that I do. They get a discount, as well as a lot of free goodies and perks and benefits. There's so much that happens. And I like to think I'm pretty generous. I like to reward my team for their accomplishments, both creative and business minded. So there's really something for everyone on my team. The other thing I do is tons and tons of recognition. Actually, we are just working on some of that. We do all kinds of fun stuff for the people on my team. Lots of cards are mailed, lots of little treats and gift certificates are earned for all kinds of things. Even those who aren't running a business can participate, which is really wonderful. And we are very inclusive. Another fun thing we have on our team is called Crafternoon. It's actually an event that happens on Wednesday afternoons. It's a Zoom get together where you can just stamp with people on Zoom and just enjoy one another, which is pretty fun because obviously we're all kind of spread out and not able to gather these days. And since our team is located all over the country, it's kind of fun to be able to connect with people who aren't in your general area. Of course, one of my favorite parts of being a demonstrator is being able to attend Stampin' Up events. Each year we have a couple of different opportunities to gather. Coming up in just a few weeks, we have On Tour. On Tour is a virtual event this year, but it's a gathering where we get to see the new catalog. We'll get to pre-order from that catalog. That's actually not part of On Tour. It's every demonstrator gets to do that, but we get a preview stamp set out of the new catalog. I love that. And there's lots and lots of perks for that. First of all, I love pre-ordering things ahead of time. That's pretty much awesome. Another thing that's really awesome is on stage. That is usually a several day event. When there's a live version of it in our area, they kind of rotate between the different markets in the world. There's the North America, the South Pacific, and the European markets. So they move the live event every year. So what's really awesome is we get to gather. We've been to places like Salt Lake City. That's where it usually is held, but sometimes it's been in other places like Orlando. And what's so awesome about that is we get to connect with one another, both the people on our team as well as people who are, not on our team, so other people's. It is really amazing to just meet all the people who totally get you. They get stamping, they love what they do. And of course, one of the best parts about those events is swapping. I love to swap. Swapping is one of my favorite things. Actually, I'm just like looking on my desk. There's got to be a swap card on here. Where you make up cards and then trade them with other demonstrators. For instance, here's a swap card. This is actually from Amanda, who's on my team. Amanda, I miss you, Amanda. She is in Ohio, but we have a team swap every month, and so this is one of the cards that I received in that swap from her. And let's see what else. Of course, my favorite Stampin' Up! Trip is the incentive trip. We are going to Maui, and fingers crossed, it looks like we're going to be able to go. We didn't get to go last year, so I'm very excited about that trip. That's coming up in May. And one of the best things has I've been able to give my husband a trip, a vacation every year that is all expenses paid for, which is so amazing. And we usually need to get away. It's the one time we get away without our kids. We don't have any family who live nearby. Now they're a little older, so it's not as challenging. But when they were little, it was really nice to get away from them for a little while. And we've been all over the world, from Hawaii to Thailand to New Zealand. And well, New Zealand was part of a trip that we went on to Fiji. We've been all over the Caribbean. We've been in the Mediterranean. We've been to Greece. We've been to Spain. It's really cool. So I've loved being able to do that. And I remember when I first set out to earn the trip, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that kind of thing with my business. And it's super awesome to be able to set a goal like that and achieve it. So it was really cool. Gosh, what else can I tell you? I feel like So if you have questions though, please let me know. I'm happy to answer all of them. Now I have on my blog a little kind of Q&A about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So first of all, know that if you want to sign up just to get a discount, that is fine. You can totally do that. Most of the people on my team want their discount. A few of them do events here and there. Some of them run an actual business, but it's pretty heavy on the discount purchaser side of demonstrators, which is just fine. Joan asked, how do I earn a trip? There's a kind of a combination of ways. You can earn it by selling a certain amount. You can earn it by selling and recruiting, or selling, recruiting, and promoting, like getting promotions on your team. So there's different ways to earn trips each year. So like you get cruise points or trip points. So do you have to pay for SU websites? So yes, but so if you want a website for customers to order from you, yes, you need to pay for that. It is $12.95 a month, and you get the first 2 months free. Now, if you're not running a business, you can still have people order from you. You don't have to have the website for that. And if you're a demonstrator who's interested in that, I can explain that later because that part's a little technical, but no, you don't have to have a website. I know, actually, I was just looking, I was comparing and contrasting a little bit, and I've seen that other companies have websites that are more expensive than ours. Ours is the least expensive one that I've seen, so that's kind of nice. So you do not have to have one though, at all. It's only if you want customers to order directly from you where you have no involvement. Like they just go online and place their order, but you can still do that if you don't have a website too. It's just a little bit more complicated. Not very, but a little. Other questions. I love answering questions. So if you want to sign up, right now is an amazing time to do it. So Stampin' Up has a great offer during celebration. Of course, most of you know that you earn a free products with purchases. So you can earn a free product with every $50 or $100 that you spend during celebration. And signing up as a demonstrator also earns you a free gift. It's a little different than the celebration stamp sets and gifts. They are it's like a sneak peek of papers that are going to be featured in next year's catalog, which actually comes out pretty soon. So I'm just pulling these out. There's 5 packages, and I'll pull out my favorite, which is the Brights. So each of these packages that you can get are $11.95, or no, $11.50, sorry, oh my gosh, $11.50, and they each have 40 sheets of cardstock in them. So that's like 200 glorious sheets of printed papers that you can get in all the color families. So you can see it's really pretty stuff. So you would get them in the brights, the subtles, the neutrals, the regals, and then the outgoing, or the current in colors, which are like Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, and Misty Moonlit. Those colors. So you get 5 packages of these for free. So that's like, I don't have the math handy, but if you were to add tax and shipping to that, it's like $70. So it's a great deal. Then the cool part is your starter kit is $99 plus tax. There's no shipping. You get $125 in products that you choose. You can choose anything that you want except celebration sets and host sets. So really awesome. We also have an upcoming promotion next month called the Butterfly Bouquet. And you can actually get this in your starter kit. You can't order this as a customer yet, but you could get it in your starter kit. And it's got a double set of dies plus this really awesome stamp that coordinates with the dies, as well as there's DSP and some specialty paper. So all of that you can get in your starter kit, which is pretty awesome. And that will be a customer special next month. So I'm excited about that. And then if you want more than the $125, you can't go over it on your starter kit, but you can place your first order and start getting, working towards your discount, earning your discount and working towards your first sales quota, which is awesome. And that's $300 per quarter. What about if you don't want to do anything with this? If you sign up and you're just like, you know what, I can't do this. I'm just not interested anymore. Like I said, there's no obligation. Nothing bad will happen. Stampin' Up won't call you and be mad at you. I won't call you and be mad at you. I will remind you, but I won't pester you or anything. So there's no obligation or anything like that. But the best part is you get a discount on all your purchases. So you get 20% off. Like I said, that's instant income. And then once you hit your first promotion, you get a raise. You get 25% off, which is really nice. You get to be your own hostess. So when I put an order in for myself, I get to earn my Stampin' rewards, just like a customer or a hostess of mine would earn. Not all companies are like that. Sometimes you have to have specific hosts. You can't be a host yourself as the consultant, so that's kind of nice. You have access to all kinds of training, online classes, all kinds of stuff that I provide to my team from me, which is really awesome. Like I said, you get a basic membership to my Stamp Happy Academy website that I run with my two friends, Kelly and Barb. You also get to work. Now, this one's pretty awesome, and you might not think about it, but there are some companies that have not always succeeded. And so one of the things I love about Stampin' Up! Is they run debt-free, meaning that they have not taken out gargantuan loans in order to keep their business afloat. Not all companies are like that, and some of those companies have left their consultants pretty high and dry in the past. Stampin' Up! Is not like that. They've taken very sound financial steps, and we're a company that's been around for over 30 years, so we've kind of stood the test of time, and they make very good business choices to keep our company running and strong, which I really appreciate because I earn money through them. So I want to make sure they can pay me, and they have done a really good job about that. The other thing that I love about Stampin' Up! Is that they are really open to suggestions from their demonstrators. So they talk to us and ask us what we think and how we feel. I actually was just on a Zoom call earlier this week with some of the corporate team members asking me about a potential program that they were going to run. So I really love the opportunity to give my feedback to Stampin' Up! And like I said, they really do like to listen. Joan is asking, do you earn a commission on your downline sales? Yes, I do. Like any direct sales company, once you recruit people, you earn money. Some companies, I think, might require you to have a certain number of people on your team before you make anything off of them. That's not the case with Stampin' Up! I earn a commission off of my entire team. And that's why I support my team. So I support everybody on my team, including people who I haven't directly recruited. So I want everyone on my team to be successful. Let's see. What if you are a hobby demonstrator, but the person you are under doesn't really do much? Can you switch? That's a question I actually get quite a bit. And yes, you can switch, but it's not easy. You need to resign from Stampin' Up! And then you have to wait 90 days, and then you can re-sign up under me by purchasing a new starter kit. So it's not easy, but sometimes it's just not the right fit. I think it's really important that you choose an upline that is supportive to you and will help you along the way. And sometimes it doesn't always work out. I know I've had people who have come to me from other demonstrators, or they've lost their upline. That happens a lot too, where maybe somebody signs up under someone and then that person decides to quit. So then you're kind of left high and dry. In any of those cases, you do have to wait the 90 days. That's a policy from Stampin' Up!, not me. So that's an option. If you have specific questions about how to do that, or if you would like to do that, or what the pros and cons of that are, feel free to private message me. It kind of depends on your personal situation. I know I had a friend who had been a demonstrator for 20 years, and she was thinking about quitting, and we discussed that was probably not the best thing because she would lose everything. She didn't have too many team members, but you lose everything if you do resign and sign up under somebody else. So there's a lot to that. Okay, so if someone signs up and they let their demo expire, is there a time they have to wait until they can sign up again? So you think you've heard of people signing up during celebration every year? Yes, that's possible. You can do that. If you do sign up, or if you do drop, you can sign right back up again. You don't have to wait. So let's see. Angie said, I switched to DNIT and it was the best thing. I lost my title, but I didn't care. Well, thank you, Angie. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. I remember talking to you about that. Now I want you to know, I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to get you to drop and sign up under me, because that is absolutely not it at all. I don't want to do that. But I will say I know some people are in a situation where it just isn't working out for them. And so, yeah, I'm not trying to take a demonstrator from any other demonstrator. Let's be clear about that. That's not how I roll. Okay, I see another thing. Stacy said, I switched and it was the right decision for me. You did have to wait 90 days. Yes, and Stacy, she's so sweet. She's not been a demonstrator too long, but oh, she's been sharing some really cool cards on our page too, on our team page, which is really fun. Let's see. How do you place an order for yourself and still get 20% off and hoster rewards? Is it a demo order or a workshop order? It sounds like you're already a demonstrator. And so yes, you would, if it's for yourself, you would do it as a demonstrator order. And then when you look at the total at the very end, it takes your discount off before you pay. But it does add tax and shipping. So don't forget about that. But yes, you will earn host rewards and all of that good stuff. Excuse me. I just had a hiccup. Any more questions? So now some of the other perks about being a demonstrator are that Stampin' Up has, they have a corporate Facebook page for demonstrators, which has like 30,000 people on it, which is pretty cool. And one thing I love about that is there are tons and tons of samples shared, people who share techniques and ideas and different things. You can ask questions. It's really a wonderful place for a lot of inspiration. Of course, I have a very active team page where you can share your creations, you can enjoy card challenges and creative challenges, business challenges that we post on our team page. You can ask questions, of course. We also have because there's lots of people on our team, if you have a question, you can usually get it answered real fast if you ask it on that team page, which I love. And I also love that my team is very willing to help one another out, give feedback, share ideas, which is really nice, both creative ideas and like how to deal with stuff business-wise, or even storage ideas, which is nice. The other thing is that you can participate in my events for, like I said, free or discounted, which is great. Let's see. Another question was, what did you say you earn from your downline and others? Well, I only earn money off of my team. I don't earn money off of other people's teams, just people who've signed up under me or someone on my team. And the percentages depend on how much you've sold and all of that kind of stuff. So I think I'd have to look, to be honest. Bonnie resigned last month and cannot wait to sign up under me. Oh, thank you so much, Bonnie. We can't wait to have you. It's going to be awesome. Let's see. There was another question in here I think that I missed too. How many demos work directly under me? I'd have to look. Over 200. So a whole bunch. And I love them all. What's really kind of fun is somebody asked me, or somebody emailed me recently and said, well, I'm on your team. And I was like, I know. I think that's kind of funny. I do know. All right. Whoops. One more question. How much can you earn as a top demo? Oh, Joan. How do I answer that question? Well, I would say you can earn as much as you want to. I have to be really careful about claims about income, and that's is it FCC, FTC, whoever the people are, whatever that acronym is, because I don't want to mislead people. I work real hard at what I do, but I do earn a sizable income. I don't know how to answer that, and I don't know if I should say out loud. It's like you can't ask somebody how much they make. Let's just say I'm doing quite well, but I'm working for it. So it is definitely not a get rich quick scheme. That is 100% for sure. But I've built my business up over many years, but I make enough money that my husband not working has not changed our lifestyle much at all. So how's that? Is that vague enough? And it really depends, because I'm sure if you looked at the top demonstrators in Stampin' Up, there'd be a pretty wide range of income levels depending on what those demonstrators do, because you could be the top salesperson and the top recruiter, and you're going to earn different incomes based on what you do. So it really just kind of depends on how you run your business, I guess. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Why did SU set it at 90 days and not 60 days? I couldn't possibly tell you that. Do you pay taxes on your discount as income? So Nancy, not really. I do, but like if you're a hobbyist and you're just wanting to get a discount on your supplies, you have to reach a pretty high threshold for Stampin' Up to tell the IRS anything. You have to sell $5,000 in a year, and then at that point, all they're going to do is tell the IRS that you sold $5,000. If you earn, like if you have a team and you're selling a lot, you will get what's called a 1099, which maybe you've probably heard about before. That's just a tax form for miscellaneous income. And that 1099 will you have to earn quite a bit. So you have to earn like I think the threshold is $600 in volume rebate. So that doesn't even include your instant income. Or team commissions. So you have to be working pretty hard to actually get a 1099. I would say probably 95%, or if not more than that, on my team does not get a 1099 from Stampin' Up. So like I have a lot of people concerned about maybe their disability status or that kind of thing. Generally speaking, it does not interfere unless you're working a pretty good business. And my guess is if all you want is a discount on your own products, that's not an issue. So you definitely don't need to worry about it. Now, what is really nice is if you are running a business, you can deduct your expenses. So I deduct all of this. And like I can take deductions for my mileage, for my office space that I use, for the supplies that I purchase, things like postage, envelopes, printers, computers, my phone. I mean, lots and lots of stuff that I use because I'm using it really solely for my business. So I can deduct all of that, which is awesome. But you definitely need to talk to a tax advisor for specific information about that. But the simple answer to your question is that you have to work at a pretty high level in order to get a 1099 from Stampin' Up. Dina does work hard. I do work many hours, but I do run a pretty big business. How many hours a week do you spend on your business? Do you really want to know? It can vary. One thing I love about it is because I am my own boss, when I need to take time off, I can. But I do work, I would say regularly 60 hours a week.
That's low. I think it's higher.
My assistant is here and she's like, that's low. You work more than that. It's hard to say. I do work a lot, but you guys, truly, I'm working at the top of the company level. You know, not everybody's working this hard. But I have actually 3 assistants. So Whitney, who's here, is my main assistant. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it. 4 if you count my husband. And then I have Becky, who comes a couple days a week in the mornings, and Ashley, who comes in one night a week in the evenings. And then I have a couple friends who do help me out from time to time. Most of what they do for me is help me prep my class packets and send my thank you cards and my team recognition. Those are the bulk of what they do for me. But then I do a lot of things like stamp. Actually, that's kind of, some days that's the least of the things I do. I also do a lot of computer work. I do a lot of taking pictures, writing tutorials. I mean, all kinds of stuff in my business. Let's see. You swear Dina works around the clock. I don't. I don't. But some days I work a lot. Can I resign now, or do I need to wait till the end of the quarter in which I didn't make my quota? So what I tell people is to email Stampin' Up and just say, and Jennifer, you can tell me your specific situation if you want to private message me or send me an email. I recommend, if they really are convinced that's what they want to do, to resign and tell Stampin' Up right away. If you wait till the quarter, it just prolongs that 90 days longer. If you email them today and say, effective today, I'm resigning, then your 90 days starts tomorrow. So that's just kind of how that works. I should be earning $259,000 for all I do. I shouldn't I? Maybe more, maybe less. Who knows? What do you say to somebody who doesn't want to give their social security number to sign up as a discount shopper? It's the law. That's what I would say. If you decide to be more than a discount shopper and Stampin' Up has no idea, the IRS requires that they have your social security number to report income to the IRS. But Stampin' Up is not sharing your information. They don't have data breaches. There's no issue with that. It's the law. Just like if you got a part-time job at the grocery store, they would require your social security number. That doesn't mean they're gonna talk to the IRS about your crafting habits and your spending habits, only if you hit that threshold, which like I said is pretty high. Okay, it just is the law. I'm just delightful. Well, thank you. I try to be delightful. Wow, 60 hours a week. Yeah, I know. If you love what you do, it's really not work. Sometimes it is. Not gonna lie. I work really hard, but I absolutely love what I do, and it's mine. Like, I built this business up from nothing, and there's something so incredibly powerful about that. But when I need to take time off to take care of my family or help out a friend or whatever, I can do that. Sometimes that means I'm gonna have to work a little harder to get ready for it. But I can. And one of the things that we've worked really hard, and Whitney is, bless her ever loving heart, she's done a lot of things to help me get more organized, to help make the systems of what we do a little bit smoother. My business has actually grown tremendously during the pandemic because people want a place to be, a place to be happy and kind of escape from the realities of the yucky stuff happening in the world around them. So we have grown a lot. We've added kind of a lot of things to our plate, and we kind of did that also with less help. So I think we did pretty good. Right?
High five.
High five. Yeah, exactly. Actually, I run all of my shipping through a program, and how many packages are we averaging? Like 500 a month that we're sending.
500.
And that's everything from class packets to team recognition to prizes to gifts and all that kind of stuff. So we ship a lot of stuff. And that doesn't include cards. Like, how many cards do we send a month? Like,
We send at least 75 to 100 a month. Minimum.
oh,
Like,
at least.
At
Well,
minimum.
like, yeah. I would say probably a couple hundred a month.
Yeah.
So
That's
someone says, what do you do with all your cards? I'm like, please, I don't have enough. Yeah. So if we wanted to retire, if I wanted to retire, could I sell my business? I don't know the legal answer to that question. I know a lot of demonstrators can pass their demonstratorship on to a family member, but that's kind of really technical, and I don't think I have the most accurate answer for that. So I will say there's a way you can, but I would say I'd have to look into that a little bit. You can have your spouse as a supporting demonstrator, and that will help you. Like if you were to die, your spouse could continue your business, that kind of a thing. Yeah. Can you imagine Andy? Oh my gosh. Debbie says no pickles tonight. No. No. Oh, hey, could you throw me a tiny hand though? Because I feel like that's what's missing from this little event. Sounds like you have a great support team. I do.
I'll just give you a round of applause. Here's just a round of applause for Dina.
I do have a great support team. I like to think that, we are a pretty great group here, both my helpers and the people on my team. So anyway, we're pretty silly too. I hope you continue to do online classes after this pandemic. Oh, Hildy, they're not going anywhere, I promise you. I've done more online classes than before, but yeah, they're not going anywhere. Thanks for supporting the USPS. Yeah. I will give you one number. Last year in 2020, I spent, in shipping. So like this doesn't include like stamps or like orders from Stampin' Up. So
only stuff you ship.
Packages I shipped, I spent $25,000 on. Just thought I'd tell you that. You were doing a spell check and your recorder was not on and you caught a lot of what you were saying. That's funny. Would Andy have to do Stampin' Lips? That's like the best, Carol. I think he would.
Let's write that down.
He better. I think I would have too much fun. There's never too much fun, Karen. There's just enough. We're never having not enough fun. Barb had her tiny hands. I know they, actually, I have to tell you guys, I ordered some more tiny hands today on the Amazon. They're just so stupid and silly. I love them. Okay. You think this pandemic has helped Stampin' Up and other similar businesses? It has. I know like Michael's had one of their biggest quarters ever. For a lot of reasons too, just like supply chain management issues, and all of the sudden everybody was at home and they all wanted something to do, and it takes a little while to ramp up the production of the products that we use and sourcing the materials and all of that stuff. For instance, we had our Stampin' Up refills. Let me grab one for you quick. They come in these little bottles. This is a refill bottle. And the company that manufactured the bottles transitioned to making, I think, medical supplies. And I can't remember if it was like hand sanitizer or just other medical related stuff. And so they weren't manufacturing our bottles. So our re-inkers were on back order for a while until like production of that kind of evened out. So that's one of the crazy things that happened during the pandemic. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. It's really, I think also I've seen a lot of people send cards a lot more because they can't gather or see family members or friends and whatnot. And so they've done a lot with sending cards to people that they maybe weren't always doing. And actually one of the things I created out of this was I have a group called Sending Sunshine and Rainbows. And actually after this video, I'll put the link to it in this group, but it's a Facebook group that I started that had been kind of on my mind in the back of my head. I was just trying to work out how to put it together. And then when the pandemic started, it pushed me to get it done sooner. But I created a group called Sending Sunshine and Rainbows. And the idea is to take and give an opportunity for people to nominate people who might need cards for whatever reason. Sometimes it's illness, sometimes it's just a struggle in life, sometimes it's honoring a birthday for somebody who can't celebrate, or an anniversary or something like that. Anyway, you can send nominations to me, and then I post it in the group, and then people send cards to those nominees. And then we also have a RAK list, which is RAK, standing for a random act of kindness. And you can sign up by your birthday month, and then people will send you a card on your birthday. And so you can send cards to other people, they will send cards to you. It's amazing. So when you have a birthday, you get all these cards in the mail, happy mail. It's amazing. We just recently had a Galentine's Day kind of a card swap, which was really fun. And then some of the other things that I have in there are free online classes. They have not been quite as many as I was hoping for, just because, like I said, I've been so busy in all the other aspects of my business. But I actually have one coming up pretty quick here, so that's going to be posted in there. So it's a really fun group for kind of sending and sharing your cards with other people who might need them. One of the other things, we have a couple different like retirement type, well, maybe nursing home type groups. I was going to say not retirement, because that's not quite what it is, but like nursing homes or veterans homes where we can send cards to them, which is pretty cool. All right. So all of that is my Stampin' Up business. Now, I would love to have you be a part of my Stampin' Up team. I really think of my team as my family, truly. And so joining Stampin' Up is, like I said, it's been life-changing for me. Now, obviously, what I do is not the average experience, but I love that I have connected with so many people and truly have met so many of my very best and closest friends through Stampin' Up and stamping in general. And I would love to have you be a part of that. As I mentioned earlier, depending on when you hopped into this little call, we have a really great special going on right now because of Celebration. And Celebration does end on Sunday, the 28th of February. And what it is when you join Stampin' Up, you get 5 packages of printed paper that are going to be in next year's catalog. Next year's catalog starts in May, by the way, so it sounds like it's far away, but it's actually coming pretty quickly. But anyway, that's like a $70 value if you included the tax and shipping in the cost. So if you were to order these yourself, that's how much it would cost you. So that's just an extra thing that you get. And if you join, you get to pick $125 in products from the catalog from $125, whatever you would like, except host sets and celebration sets. Those are the only things excluded. And then you only pay $99. So $125 for $99 plus tax. No shipping. The shipping is on Stampin' Up, which is pretty cool. You also get in your kit a paper pumpkin kit. They will send to you. They also send you business supplies like catalogs and order forms. And then you also get access to awesome stuff like the Stampin' Up corporate Facebook group. My team page is awesome. All kinds of fun, fabulous perks. And the best part, a discount on your purchases. And so that's really awesome. There's no obligation. Again, if you decide it's just not for you, that's fine. But if you want to run a business, you can certainly do that. You can write off your expenses, which is lovely. Of course, if you have questions about that, you can contact a tax provider, because that is not what I don't give tax advice. But I do pay my taxes. Goodness, do I. Let's see. Now, as far as resources that I offer my team, I do have a lot of stuff that I do for my team. First off, I've partnered with my besties, Barb and Kelly, and we do a lot of trainings together. We have a weekly training call that you can be a part of if you're on one of our teams. We also have I run monthly meetings with my team. I think Joan asked me, speaking of meetings, she asked if I have meetings in person. Yes, I do have in-person events, actually. It's funny that you ask that because Whitney and I were just talking about this. So Stampin' Up! Announced that our November event on stage would not be happening live this year. It would be virtual. So we decided that we were going to work on having an event for my team to gather here in Iowa. So we're going to have an event. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like, but I'm pretty excited about it. We were talking about some of the activities that we could do that aren't even stamping related, like massages and, like drink making classes, like cocktail making class that Whitney knows about. Also our charcuterie board class, teaching you how to be fancy. Because that's how we roll here at the Creativity Cave. That's not true at all. We are not fancy. We like to think we are, but I'd say we're pretty down to earth. Yeah, we do card swaps. Of course, we can stamp. We can do all kinds of stuff. So we're working on putting together an event to gather, because it is better to gather, I think. When there's not all this craziness, I do actually have monthly team meetings in person. But it's actually been about a year since that because of the pandemic. Of course, the safety of my team members is the most important thing to me because, like I said, they're like my family. So we've not been able to gather for a while, I mean, you all get that, right? But we gather online. Oh, yes, we do. And we have a good time. So let's see. I'm scrolling. Men in kilts. Oh my gosh. Do you guys watch that? Did you see it this week? That's all I'll say about that. My husband watches that. What amount did you say you have to get to for the discount to go up to 25%? So Tisha, that is your first promotion, which is called Bronze Elite, and you have to sell $1,800 in a 12-month period for that. And whether you do that yourself or you collect orders from others is up to you. And I will remind you, we have a very strict policy of no judging at the Creativity Cave. And so if you're the top salesperson on my team and you bought it all yourself, we don't judge, we just reward. So yeah, so it's $1,800 in 12 months, and then you get a raise. Yay! I love that. Let's see. The other things, so some of the perks, I have an incentive program for my team members, and even people who are just discount purchasers can earn fabulous perks from my incentive program. I won't go into all of those details right now, but I do offer all kinds of things from gift certificates to prizes to all kinds of fun incentives. I do have training, as I was kind of talking about before, weekly and monthly, and then kind of, I don't want to say quarterly, but like periodic. We have different trainings, usually that are longer lasting. So like chunks of 6 to 8 weeks of training on a specific topic that happens a couple times a year. And we also have like all kinds of fun things going on in our Facebook group constantly. There's posts every single day, which is really fun. So you can really get as involved in it as you want. This year we had awards night for our team, and we ordered a really cool thing to the event, which was the Heart of a Little Piece of Art Stampers Award, and one of my team members, Beth Ann, was the winner of that. And Beth Ann is just like the most bright, shiny, happy face on our team. We just love her. She is always so positive and happy. So that was really fun. And I also recognized the top demonstrators in different categories on my team and overall, which was really exciting. And I sent out all kinds of prizes. It was so cool. So yeah, it was really cool. And let's see, there was another question on here. When I sign up, will I see the option to add the butterfly bundle to my starter kit? So yes. Let's see. I just actually saw something about this. I think you might need the item code number to add it to your starter kit, but I'm pretty sure you can search for it as well in the products. And for that specific question, if you want to message me about it, I can help you with that. But yes, that you can get that in your starter kit, which is awesome because like I said, you can't even get it as a customer right now. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else. Are there any more questions? I'm just trying to make sure I've told you all of the amazing parts about this. We also have a rack list for just our team, which is really fun. Okay, let's see. I can't think of anything else. Now, what's really cool about Stampin' Up! That I kind of appreciate, given where I'm at, is like I got to start this business for $99. That's not true. My kit was $295 or $325 when I signed up. I can't remember. It was a lot. So obviously that was a big amount to begin with. But like if I were to start a business like a crafting store, I mean, I'd have to invest thousands, like tens of thousands of dollars, really. Like I would have to invest in, the products that my store stocked. I'd have to invest in, a retail space. I'd have to invest in all of the utilities for that space. All of those things. It's unbelievable. And I'm running this cute little business right out of my house. We have, oozed out of my office a little bit. If you saw it, you'd laugh. But I can write that off. Yeah, it's many companies don't have employees when they first start out. But yeah, if you had them, you got to pay them. They don't just show up. Some might, but they're usually not the ones you want. I'm just kidding. What did you just say?
I said show up. I know.
Whitney would show up. Look, there's that one. I'm live.
I figured that out.
Yeah. That's my daughter, Ella.
I just spent 2 hours in a review session for Calc 2, so that's why I look like this.
2 hours? Wow. Let's see. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool that you can start a business for like $100. I guess that's what my point is. All right. So I really think there is it's like, why wouldn't you join? I think a little bit. I can't imagine why, like where my life would be if I didn't have Stampin' Up! In my life. Like that would be crazy. And I guess there's just, it's kind of a no-brainer to join, especially if you are if you're spending, again, no judgment, but if you're ordering, $80 to $100 a month or more, again, no judgment at the Creativity Cave. You would be kind of crazy not to. You could save a lot of money and then enjoy so many perks and benefits to being on our team. So, we would love to. Sherry is so sweet. Sherry's pretty new on my team, actually. She joined kind of spring, not spring. When did you join, Sherry? It hasn't been that long. Maybe like 4 or 5 months. But Sherry is so sweet. She's very involved. In fact, I was just looking at your swap cards. May, thank you. I knew it wasn't that long. But it has been 7 months, 8 months. We're almost through February. How is that even possible? But you are just the sweetest, Sherry. We love having you on our team. She's very active in our team too, which I love. It's just so fun to have a group of people that get you, like they get what stamping is, how important it is, how fun it is. And then I love being able to share that with people. So it's really pretty awesome. Any more questions for me? I think I've been on here for quite a while, so I'm probably going to sign pretty quick because otherwise I'm just going to say the same stuff over again. Or I'm going to keep having my hands out. Last night at dinner, I was like, y'all need to pray. I think I said y'all need some Jesus to my kids because they were being a little obnoxious with my hands, but we did take kind of a lot of funny pictures. I'll have to post one or two of Ella because she was having a good time with them. She was doing some Snapchatting. It was fun. So anyway, well, I hope that I've kind of taken some of the questions out of what it's like to be a demonstrator, and shared with you some of the things that I love about Stampin' Up! And being a demonstrator. I would love to have you be a part of my team, and certainly if you are ordering a lot, it really makes sense to get a discount on your products. And know that I don't, like, if you sign up under me, I'm not making tons of money. Like, I don't get big, huge pile, like I don't get barrels of cash handed to me. I don't earn anything until you do something, but I feel like it's so important for that you to know that there's this opportunity, because if somebody hadn't told me about the opportunity, I can't imagine where I would be now without it. So I want to make sure you know what the options are. And of course, I would love to have you be a part of my team. If you do have questions, or if you're watching this after the fact on the replay or whatever, please feel free to contact me, send me a private message or an email. I'll throw my email in the link of this video, and I'm going to upload this to YouTube. So if you're watching from YouTube, feel free to reach out because I'd be happy to answer your questions. Now, celebration goes until Sunday. I beg of you, if you're thinking about this, if you're on the fence, don't wait till Sunday evening to do this. Just because the website can get a little crazy at the end, and when things don't go well and you're frustrated, Sunday night's probably not the best time to figure it all out. But I'm happy to answer your questions and help you with anything you might need help with. I am here. And thank you guys all for being on here, and thank you to my team members who are on here being so sweet. I appreciate that. I did not tell them or pay them to do that, so that was really sweet. That's all on their own. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here with me today, and I hope that I've given you a little to think about. And if you have any questions, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out because I'm happy to answer your questions. And for all of you who are thinking about or about to join, oh, I can't wait. I'm excited and look forward to welcoming you to my team. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. By the way, if you do want to join, I do have the link in the description of this video, and it'll be on the YouTube description as well. So have a great night, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.